Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Tyrone back with Tech Life. And here we have an article from the Investors Business Daily. I will leave it in the description down below so you guys could check it out. Is T-Mobile a buy as buybacks rev up now that we're nearing the 5G network build out being completed? And, as we finish Q1, right? End of March, Q1 is finished. And then all the carriers, including T-Mobile, are going to report their Q1 earnings sometime towards the end of April, right? Verizon goes April 25th. AT&T likely goes a day before or a day after that. And then T-Mobile probably, first week of May, potentially. So in this article, they're asking, is T-Mobile a buy as the buybacks, ramp up? And again, just a disclaimer, I'm no financial advisor, no stock expert, so don't go and buy and sell any of your stock based on what I say. So in terms of the growth that's anticipated to slow down by analysts, I still see T-Mobile maintaining the largest amount of growth in the industry when it comes to the mobile network operator side. I have some insights. I saw some of the third-party market share numbers. And T-Mobile is still much better than nationally than any other competitor in that regard, right? Verizon being the worst, losing the most amount of share on a national level, AT&T right there in the middle, and then T-Mobile at the top. Even though growth is expected to slow down as an overall, T-Mobile would still come out ahead in that scenario. Now, what does that mean for a company in T-Mobile that is, that's what they're all about. They're all about growth, and that's what got the stock where it is today. And that's what got, that's where T-Mobile as a company is today, just based on that growth. I don't think it does much for T-Mobile. I think T-Mobile knows what they need to do to get to the numbers that they need to get to. So are we going to see another, over 1 million total net adds? I'm sure we will. Right? T-Mobile knows what they need by the targeted guidance date years, right? 2025, 7 to 8 million home internet customers. That means they would have to grow about 500,000 fixed wireless access customers per quarter. So far, they've been on pace. So they know how to play the market. They of course they evaluate the numbers probably every day, right? One quarter is 90 days, 3 months. So they look at that. Hey, middle of the quarter. Hey, we're kind of slow. Okay, let's launch this. Let's add this promo. Let's add this free line. And that's their motto. That's how they seem to operate. They seem to operate very competitively, right? And right now, I'll be honest, the competition is coming from the MVNOs. I'll throw that in this video. I saw some of the regions. MVNOs grew as much as 6% in the month of December in 2022, just to kind of backtrack. Right now, that's not really the case. It's, in Q1, but that's in a single month. That's how much in the MVNOs, that's just not one, that's all of them. They grew 6% market share in some regions. That's a lot. So they're taking share, although it may not be lots of profit there for them. They're taking share. So you have to include them in that run rate. You got to include them when it comes to competition. You have to include them because they're taking your customers. Although that customer may be getting 2, 3 free lines, this, that, and the third with that cable company, they're still not paying you monthly anymore. So you have to take that into consideration. So that's why I said in the previous video that churn is going to become very important as the growth is potentially slowing down. You have to have a very excellent churn, and you got to try to deepen that relationship with the customer to try to keep them on board as long as you possibly can, because the next competitor is very close to taking that account from you. So that's what T-Mobile is looking at. They're analyzing that, right? Verizon is looking at that too, but Verizon's not really being proactive. They're always reacting. Right? T-Mobile is trying to be a little bit proactive. They're trying to protect their churn, but also still maintain the growth needed to obtain their goals. So all of that has to be looked at. On the business side too, they have a certain amount of percentage that they want to do by 2025. Rural small town,
Sure, I understand.
they want to obtain a certain amount of percentage of market share in rural small towns. So they have to make sure that they do what they need to get to those percentages, right? Retail distribution, opening new stores in those small towns. That's a big goal, right? Building a network, of course, is the biggest goal, right? Probably takes the longest. Have to get the towers up, the fiber, microwave backhaul, whatever it may be. And you got to get that launched. That's, I think, the biggest and probably the hardest task, right? Getting retail out there probably doesn't take as long, probably not that hard. You know, if you can hire contractors to get those stores open, and then that should be relatively quick. But, right, T-Mobile has to really act on that. So they have to be proactive when it comes to that. In order for them to obtain their goals, obtain the share that they want to get, they got to be proactive, they got to be competitive, and in many cases they got to be innovative, right? They got to look at, okay, can we launch a new Un-carrier? Can that spark growth? Can we put this promo out? What are our competitions doing? They got to look at all that on a day-to-day basis to be able to maintain and get to the growth needed to obtain their guidance by 2025. So just wanted to talk about that in today's video. Again, is T-Mobile a buy on the stock because of the buybacks? Perhaps. I'll leave that up to you guys and the market, of course. But I think it's strong. It shows that they are a strong company. The buybacks should be rolling in this year and next year still. They're getting a ton of free cash flow now. They have more free cash flow than AT&T and Verizon. So that's something to really look at. On a quarterly basis, how are they increasing that? How are they increasing their profits? How are they increasing the ARPU and the ARPA? All of that is really good to look at now on a quarterly basis for T-Mobile. So make sure you guys stay tuned to the channel for more. Like, share, subscribe. Follow my social media outlets. This is Tyrone with Tech Life, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.